as you can see, I'm continuing the Movie Monday series, and today we're going to be talking about Glitter. Now, a lot of you guys probably don't even know what this movie is, just because it wasn't really mainstream. Like, I don't even remember how I remember the movie. Like, it's just ironic I'm talking about this movie right now and Mariah Carey's playing in the background. But Mariah Carey is actually the star of the movie. She's the main character in the movie. She's in the movie. I want to say his name is Max Beasley. Terrence Howard is in the movie. The Brat is in the movie. And Eric Benet, briefly for a little bit. But I wanted to put him out there just because I love him. So this movie is, if you watch my last Movie Mondays, you know like why this one's coming up. So it's basically about so Mariah Carey, her name is Billie, and she was like a background singer for this girl, and this DJ whose name was Dice kind of discovered her in like a club because she was singing, and he pretty much believes in her, and he told her like, I'm gonna make you famous, I'm gonna make you you're gonna sell out the what's it called, Madison Square Garden or something like that. And they end up dating in the process. Like, they started feeling for each other, and then they like moved in together, all that stuff. And that's basically the plot of the movie. It's just her, it's kind of like the behind the scenes of her life of being a singer, and her coming up to like really selling out. And I wanted to follow up with this movie after my last one, because my last movie, which was Beyond the Lights, was kind of, well, they're similar in the sense up to the same thing. The thing about her was she was in the beginning of the movie, her house burns down because her mom fell asleep with like a cigarette in her mouth. So she got separated from her mom, and she ended up going to like the foster care system, which is how she met her two best friends, which one of them is the Brat, the other one is just, I don't know who she is. Yeah, I don't know who she was. And they ended up becoming her background dancer. So I feel like this movie was a really, really good movie. It was definitely underrated. Like, I don't think it got mainstream media like it was supposed to. It didn't go viral. Like, people didn't really know about it. It came out in 2001. I think this is the only movie that Mariah Carey's in, and I think she did a really, really, really good job singing. Like, I think she did a good job acting in the movie. I love the entire soundtrack of the movie. Like, there's some really, really good songs that you can't even download because they're just for the movie. But yeah, the climax of the movie is so Dice kind of became very like overprotective over her, and because he was her producer, and he you know, she only ever worked really with him. And you know, in the music industry, you kind of eventually you branch off and you start working with other people, but they were dating, so it was kind of like when she would go and date, you know, work with someone else, it was like cheating basically, like music industry wise. And that kind of became a problem in the relationship. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that Terrence Howard is the villain of the show. He's like the antagonist of the movie. So the thing was, Billie, which is Mariah Carey, and her two friends, you know, were background singers or dancers for this one girl who couldn't even sing. So she was actually using Mariah Carey's voice when she would perform. And so the girl was lip syncing using Mariah Carey's voice. And there was a scene where she got real big headed, and she was just like, they don't matter, when they were doing like a photo shoot. And so Mariah Carey started singing the actual song with her voice, and that's how Dice pretty much heard her sing. And he was just like, oh my god. Like, he was like, I knew who she was, so irrelevant in the movie. I don't know who she was or what her name was. She couldn't really sing like that. And so that's how he discovered her. And so he told her like he wanted to work with her, whatever the case. And so, but they were under Terrence Howard, like they had a contract with him. So Dice basically had to buy out her, and then because she basically said like they come with her, but mostly her, buy her out of her contract, which was like, I think it was like 100,000, something like that. It was way too high, and he was really being money hungry. And so he had to buy her out of the contract, and he basically owed Terrence Howard like that much money. And so throughout the movie, he kind of comes along and he's just like, you know, where's the money at? And he I don't think he ever gave him any of it. Like, he never gave him any of the money. So he always owed him like that $100,000. And there's a scene where he's like in their loft because she eventually moves in with him. And yeah, so he owed this money. So throughout the movie, he's coming out, he's like antagonizing it, and he basically, that's just like, I ain't finna give you nothing because you overcharged me and you know it. And so what happened? They got into like a fist fight at one point or something like that. It was this movie, I hated the way it ended because, okay, so Dice and Billy got into like a fight. I don't think he hit her, but he almost like he shoved her or something like that, or he put his hand up at her, and they kind of like, they broke up because he was becoming very possessive over her. He didn't want her working with other people, and he was kind of like falling off because the music that he was producing was just not hitting it. The label wasn't liking it. They were encouraging her to go work with other people, which is what led her to working with Eric Benet. So he was jealous of that, and you know, he was just kind of going through a lot personally because his music just wasn't hitting. And so they ended up kind of separating, and she left. And Dice and Terrence got into like a fist fight, and then he wanted to retaliate. So Terrence Howard wants to retaliate, and so mind you, like, she separated from her mom. And so he told her, like, he made a promise to her, like, she's gonna sell out the Madison Square Garden, and in the process he was looking for her mom and trying to find her mom because she couldn't get in contact with her because she was like 10 years old when she left, and her mom wasn't in any record. So like throughout the movie, that's what he was doing, and then they ended up like breaking up or like separating for a little bit. Oh no, not even a little bit, it was literally the last time she saw him. They were separating, and while they were separated, he ended up finding her, and it was so sad. So like I said, Terrence Howard wanted to retaliate. Her performing at Madison Square Garden, he wasn't there with her. Just sad. But she had gave him tickets to go. Like, there's a scene where it was literally like, had she was there's a couple seconds, a couple minutes just later, they would have seen each other. But she went to the loft, she saw the song he wrote for her, the music, which was actually the song she ended up performing, and she left him tickets to the Madison Square Garden because she actually did sell out. And when she was leaving, he was coming in, and it was like a something behind them, like a bed. The people were moving a bed so they couldn't see each other. It was annoying. I was mad. So then, like, later on, a couple days later, they're performing. This is the night for her performing. She gets there, and it's on the news. She sees that Dice is dead. Terrence Howard had shot him and killed him. So he was dead, and she was like, she had just got there, and they were like freaking out, like, where is she at? Oh my God, where is she? And she just got there, and that's the first thing she saw on the news, was that he was dead. It was so, oh my God, I cried during this scene. Like, I cried. I was so hurt. I was so hurt. So she performs the song that he actually wrote for her. Like, she changed her complete set, and she didn't even perform the song that she was supposed to be performing. She performed the song, which is called Never Too Far. I love that song. And she said at the beginning, she said, don't ever take anyone for granted because you never know when you're gonna lose them. I said, man, that is a word. That is a word. Because their last time talking to each other, it was bad. Like, they had broke up. Sad. So she performed the song, and right after she performed the song, she goes to her like dressing room, and she sees flowers there, roses, and like a little note, and in the note is like a letter. He wrote her a letter, and he had sent her flowers, waiting for her. And in the letter, it talks about how he found her mom, and so she goes directly from Madison Square Garden to where her mom was at in her limo, and she rekindled her relationship with her mom. Like, she got to see her mom again, which is also my favorite scene. It was the scene that she got to see her mom again. So yeah, I really love this movie. I think it was a really, really great movie. I just hated that he died. I hated so much that he died in the movie. I really genuinely do. Like, because he like really believed in her and he really kept his promise, and he told her like, I'm gonna make sure you sell Madison Square Garden, you're gonna be like all over, you're gonna be a star. And she was, and he did that for her, and he found her mom on top of that. Like, man, that was a really good movie. It's a good movie. I truly recommend. I don't know how would you guys find the movie to watch it, because it's not on anything, and it's literally like not a mainstream movie. Like, I don't think people even know that Mariah Carey was in this movie, or like that she even have a movie that she was like the main character in. But it's a great movie, y'all. I truly recommend, like, for real. It's a good movie. It was. Yeah, I think you can really learn in life, like what she said. Like, don't take people for granted, because you never know when you're gonna lose them. So sad, y'all. So sad. But anyways, that's that on that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to make this one really short and not me talking so freaking much. I do talk all over the place. But I'm trying to make them not as long, because they don't really get that many views anyways. But I don't want them to be super, super long, because I'll be talking all over the place for real. For real. But I hope you guys liked this video. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video.